In thinking about glorified bodies for believers, what is Dr. Heiser's thought on why Jesus would have retained scars from the crucifixion in spite of having a completely new, glorified body post-resurrection? Or maybe that's not true for us. Then again, what does this say for those believers who've been dismembered or otherwise scarred?
Yeah, I think that in the case of Jesus, I think what happens in the narratives and the way he's portrayed is deliberate. I think it's also deliberately selective in terms of the wounds that Jesus has in the resurrection body, and it was deliberately selective to authenticate that this was in fact Jesus. Now you note in the descriptions of the resurrected Christ that the other wounds of the crucifixion are not there. The whippings, the scarred brow from the crown of thorns, the punches and beatings and all that stuff. None of that's present with Jesus' resurrected body. He is completely whole and new in the sense that stuff's gone. But the wounds of the cross are present. And again, I think that was providential, that God did that again to authenticate that this isn't somebody else. This is specifically Jesus. So the wounds of being nailed to the cross, the spear in the side, remain to authenticate that this was in fact the same person who was crucified, Jesus of Nazareth. So consequently, I think those instances are exceptional, and that glorification will involve wholeness and healing, because the rest of Jesus' wounds are healed. Again, the only ones that remain are to authenticate who it was. And so I think in the case of our own bodies, we don't have to worry about having a glorified body that still is dismembered, that sort of thing. I think we'll be made whole, we'll be made new, and we'll still be identifiable. Again, there are indications of Scripture here and there, little comments about heavenly scenes and whatnot, where people are identifiable and people know who they are. So I think we'll be intact and recognizable and whole and complete.
If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.